Hey everyone, John here. So in today's video, I'm going to do a um, quick update on my current projects on the go. Um, I think the way that I'm going to do this channel, I pretty much took a mini vacation over the weekend. Well, over the weekend, I mean since last Friday. So I guess in I did commit to completing the Python crash course, and making notes for everybody at home. So I'm still working on that. But on the meantime, I've been studying up on just like the theory on how to get projects done. And this was pretty much the main takeaway from all of that research. And I pretty much came up with like a way to generate essentially it's like a ticketing system, right? Because I'm kind of new to the whole project management thing, but to get the equity research report done, which is like a pretty big project in my opinion, I've got to break that big project down into small problems that I can solve, right? So essentially, what I've put down in this Markdown file is just like a couple of different problems that I'm looking to solve. Um, so for example, like a problem that I solved today, this is just like a new thing for me. So all my previous problems that I solved aren't on here, but like moving forward, I'm gonna try to really maintain this Markdown file. So the structure of the Markdown file is pretty much, I have a bunch of different problems and solutions, and I first define the problem and then write down the solution to that problem, and then I then write up the code, and once the code is done I just put a status and I say solved Feb 2025. But yeah, so let's go over the problem that I solved today. First of all, like I know I went back to projects, but I definitely will finish the Python crash course. I definitely will do that. Maybe I should put that down in here, right? I'll probably put that down and commit to it. But I'll just go over like the problem that I've solved today. Report sections are being stored in a SQL table. All report sections must be aggregated into one Markdown file for human review. What's my solution? Just a quick little solution, which is to build a function that goes into the SQL table and grabs all the most recent available report sections for a given ticker, and then outputs the report to a Markdown file. The output of this function should be exactly the same as what was produced by the now deprecated SQL script. So I basically said that that's completed. Maybe I'll go over like what that feature looks like. But essentially what this Markdown file is just a bunch of features that I want to have, but I'm not really a finance, or like I'm not really a tech person, so I always have to really dumb it down, right? So I have this big problem. Okay, what's the smallest problem that I can solve that's a reasonable size? Like if a problem's too small, then I'm just kind of like, it's just way too many problems. If the problem's too complex, then I just get overwhelmed. So it's finding a balance of like, how big of a problem do you want to solve, right? And then hopefully you could get a solution. Essentially, these are pretty much this is just helping me prompt. Like this is just a way of training a prompt. Like, okay, hey, AI, I have this problem. Report sections are being stored. Here's the solution that I want to provide. Output code for me. That's basically like what I'm trying to practice here. But right now, I'm not feeding these problem and solution sets into the AI. I'm literally just like solving it myself just so I can learn how to code better, right? But yeah, okay. So let's show you what that looks like. What my code looks like right now to generate what do you call it, to generate those reports. But yeah, like the other stuff that I've been working on over the past couple of days is also learning LangChain. So I kind of play around with, like, instead of using the chat GPT, like that's just gonna roll on the tongue, the Chatgpt model from OpenAI. I might just start saying it like that. Um, I've been learning LangChain, so I've tried allowing, like, giving the OpenAI search, right? So you know how there's like deep research and whatnot, which uses search functionality to build reports. I'm basically making my custom version of that, which is going to be cheaper than the $200 USD a month, I'm pretty sure, right? Um, so that's just me playing around with it. I'm using mainly LangChain. Like, moving forward, I'm gonna try to abstract away using like Google's AI API, Anthropic's AI API, and I'm going to try to just migrate to mostly using only LangChain. Just because, like, eventually I wanna build like, who knows, like, if I feel like it, I want to build a chat bot. If I feel like it, I want to do other stuff. um I'm gonna need LangChain for that, so I might as well just start learning it right away. um but yeah. Okay, so I'll show you what my report sections kind of look like right now. So if I just pull up, I have a bunch of just like random SQL queries. Let me see if I could find. Um, let's just use this one, right? So report section equals meta. Let's just put this out here for now. But these are all the report sections that I've been able to generate. Right? I have about 800 report sections. Now, there's different kinds of report sections. Let me see if I actually have that. But I have a report section for the business description. I have I have one for, like, I even have like a earnings call summary one where I, like, um what do you call it? I summarize the earnings call that I scraped. There's a couple different sections, but the main ones that I have so far are pretty much like business description, I think industry summary, and maybe the news, right? These are the sections that I'm kind of wanting on my wish list. So I want basic information. So pretty much like how much shares out, what's the market cap, what's the enterprise value, stuff like that, just basic information. I want a business description. So, like, let's say, for example, Meta, what do they do? An industry overview. So just like the landscape that specific company operates in, and then the competitive positioning, based off of just like, probably right now, I'm just going to use search functionality. I'll show you how I do that tomorrow. Pretty much is just like, I'm basically making a bootleg version of deep research, is kind of like what I'm doing right now. But like $200 a month, right? So let's say you manage $100,000, right? And you're doing, like, let's say your net worth is 100,000, or like your bank account's 100,000. Does it make sense for you to be paying $200 a month to do research with deep research like ChatGPT? That's a MER of 2.4% if you think about it, right? You go to Vanguard, you're paying 0.08 or less. You might as well just go straight to Vanguard, right? So that's kind of, let me just put myself on mute before I get a Teams meeting here. Before I get a Teams message on my personal PC. Oh man, I'm a slave. But yeah, like, how do I say this? Yeah, like, my Teams is kind of blowing up right now. What was I saying? I'm basically making a bootleg version of deep research, and I want to do it for like literally a fraction of the cost. Hopefully, like my trading costs have to be less than Vanguard. Otherwise, I should just be doing Vanguard funds, right? That's my opinion about it. Um, but yeah, build a function that goes into. So that's basically like my SQL table with all of the functions, and essentially what I'm doing is I'm like generating report sections at scale for a bunch of different tickers, and then I can eventually refine those input output pairs. So like those prompts to generate those specific report sections, which is pretty much like what I'm doing here. Yeah. I'll show you what a report comes out to though. I think I could do one for. I'll just make a report section. Like I'll make a new one right now. So this is the code to generate report sections. But basically what it would do is it would like just get a ticker list, or I would just feed it a ticker list. Um, and then for each ticker, I would generate news based on this like super basic prompt. And then I generate a business description based off of this super basic prompt, and then an industry summary based off of like a super basic prompt. Once I have the initial prompt, I can then refine it, right? Over time, like I can really refine it based off using prompt engineering. And then I'll do the RAG and then the fine tuning, which is basically what I'm learning right now. So the main reason why I'm hopping off of the just like the basic LLM the LLM API calls and using LangChain is because I need to use RAG, right? Um, which is basically just like taking a PDF, ripping it, and then giving that as context to like an AI model. And you need LangChain for that. Um, but yeah, so like over the weekend, I'll probably try to focus on getting the Python course done, and then I'll do like a LangChain course, and then like I should be able to implement RAG by end of week next week. That's what I'm crossing my fingers. But like the main problem that I want to face right now is build those initial sections that could be refined. Um, but yeah, I actually want a news section here, like business description and news. That's pretty key. Like I actually didn't have that, right? Okay, let's get after it. So I'll show you like me generating a couple ones, right? Let's just do 800, like what's the end of this, right? So let's do where, forget what this where index greater than, I know. Why are my SQL queries not proper? I know. Where ID is greater than 825. X. I think where ID greater than 824. Let's just try to run this. Perfect. Did it run? It didn't run. Where did it go? What? Where did it go? What the heck happened there? I hit shift enter and then somehow like I lost myself. What the heck? Oh, here it is. Okay, so the last one I generated was meta platform, so let's just clear this out. Okay, so I'm gonna generate. What are the tickers for Fang, right? Let's just open a Chatgpt up and get some tickers for Fang. Give me a Python list for the tickers for Fang. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, something like that. Perfect. Okay, this is good enough. Do I care about Google? Screw it. I'm gonna just use this one. I don't care. I don't wanna see like too many Googles in this. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and generate this. Generate a bunch of report sections for you folks in real time. But the benefit of you doing this, like, okay, so why am I making a bootleg deep research? Um, Obviously the cost. Obviously the cost, right? So like, if you question me, like, why are you doing this? This already exists. Well, like, go ahead and pay $200 a month, right? Okay, so I'm gonna generate a section for each of these, and then I'll show you what comes out of it. So I just hit the run button on this, and it kind of takes a while. But yeah, hopefully people really like this method, right? I'm basically just like documenting what I'm doing, right? So I'm just showing you the functionality. So before I had a problem of I wasn't storing stuff, so I stored it in a SQL table, but now I'm just like generating, or like I can build like a report from the SQL table now. But yeah, really look out for this one, building like a bunch of prompt templates. I'm probably gonna see if I could use AI for that whole stack and see how good it is. Let's see what's going on here. Is it working? It's going to take a while. I don't know if it's going to take a while actually, because I'm generating 5 times 3, 15. I really noticed the inference time of Gemini is just the slowest out of the bunch. But yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with LangChain. But check this out. This is current, like while that's going. I'll show you kind of what's going on with the LangChain for me. So this is just me calling the LangChain model. So this is just showing that I'm unable to provide real-time stock data or prices or whatever, right? That's without search. And then when I implement search, so essentially I had to make like a Google search engine ID. I had to make a Google API key. And then obviously like I'm using the OpenAI API. But essentially all I'm doing is I'm making an AI agent with the Google search tool. And then I let the Google search tool, or like the AI agent, kind of like go for it, right? But yeah, so for example, I think this one's GTT40 mini. And then let's see if it has search functionality. This one didn't have search, the other one had search functionality. And then we'll go back to what do you call it? The reports that I was showing. Yeah, this is, see, here we go. So in this initial one, I'm unable to provide real-time stock prices. But now I'm using GPT-40 mini, and then you could see that it kind of like gets the stock as of today, right? Isn't that lit? I don't know if anybody saw that, but let me run that again. Like, these Jupyter notebooks kind of suck with this, right? So now you see it kind of doing that, right? Now you could see like how much it was trading for. Ain't that lit? I feel like that's lit. Like I literally just used LangChain to add search functionality to a GPT model. But yeah, that's kind of what a random thing that I just worked on. I don't have that in my problems.md file. I probably should though. I don't know. That's pretty big. But yeah, okay. So let's go back to the experimental and then just show you what's going on with the SQL query, right? So where ID was 825, when I run this, there should be a couple new ones, right? So 825, so I have 840 minus 825, so I've got like 15 new ones, and there's a section for Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, right? So I have 3 news sections or 5 news sections, 5 business descriptions, and 5 industry summaries, right? And then um, I can now generate a report with this function here that is basically what I just made. So let's do one on, I guess, Netflix. I actually haven't looked at Netflix yet as a company, right? On this channel. I don't think I have Netflix. So let's generate the report. So pretty much I just have like this new file here, and then when I generate this, it should like pull the latest table. So maybe I just go over how the script works. So I have this SQL database where I collect my scrape data as well as like report sections and earnings calls, which is just a bunch of different data. I have a table called report sections that I made. It has a couple things in it, but the main columns that I'm pulling from it is the section column, the model column, the time that it was generated, and the output. And I that's basically just what this is doing, and it's just pulling like the latest report section. Once I get the report section, I just kind of like make a tuple and then build the report section, right? Is that pretty self-explanatory? I feel like it is, honestly. But yeah, and then I just order it a certain way. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get way too deep into the weeds on this one. It's just a simple function, right? So I hit Shift Enter on this, and I should see Netflix pop out here, which is basically what you just did. Just in case you missed that, I'll just generate another. Maybe I'll generate one for APL, Apple. But yeah, just look on the left, and then you see Apple come up. So now let's take a look at what's generated. So this was generated by Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental on Feb 21, 2025. It's just a simple business description. Apple is a global tech leader renowned for its innovative design, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically just like what the report is saying. It's giving an industry summary. So the consumer electronics market in the US is massive, highly developed, and intensely competitive, whatever. It's characterized by rapid innovation and blah, 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 right? So that's just the industry. And then this is the news. So today is Feb 21, 2025. And then yeah, this is basically just like how it's pulling the report. Like, as you can see, sometimes like the report, I mean, like this news section's kind of crappy, right? Let's take a look at the Netflix one. Might be better. But yeah, pretty much the same thing. This one, like, as you can see, like it's pretty, you have to kind of refine the prompt, because like look how verbose the Apple one was, and look how succinct the Netflix one is. I don't know if that's good or not. The industry summary and then the news. So this is the format that I like the news, right? In the Apple one, it kind of sucked. Let's take a look at the Meta one. This one was the Meta one. I don't know, pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that's gonna be my workflow. It's okay, go into this markdown file, write a problem, or define a problem, write a solution, attempt a solution, and then put the status down, right? But yeah, my next one is going to be generating like a template for the business description, the news, the industry summary, the competitive positioning overview and whatnot, and ESG. All right. But yeah, hope you like this one. Until next time, or please like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.